So, in light of the drama surrounding Nezu Wazobia, the co-host of The Honest Bunch, and also involving Very Dark Man and a few other people, Nedu has actually come out here to respond to everything. Maybe not everything, but the things that he felt he should actually be responding to. And some of these things included, him claiming that he was not in the hospital, claiming and also explaining what they actually do on the Honest Bunch podcast, as in his role on the Honest Bunch podcast. He also mentioned that he was not fired. He also he decided not to respond to petty fights and also the alleged 60 million naira NGO fraud that Very Dark Man, claimed he robbed. He also discussed that as well, the fraud allegation, and that he did not pay Timaya and all of these people. The legal actions is going to be taken. He also addressed the Mr. Nigeria. He also talked about the obviously donations and where the donations went into, and also about his partnership and why he decided to leave, step aside or step away from the Honest Bond podcast for now. So let's dive into that story. Hi everybody, welcome back again to my channel. My name is Wemimo and I'm also known as Thatmumof5 and also known as TMO5 and Co. If you are new to my channel, welcome, and if you're a return subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back. So I love how Nedu Wazobia actually ended that talk on that press release that he did. And I'm super happy that he actually did a press conference to address the things he felt needed response to. And even at that, there are going to be a few, I'm just going to be making a few commentaries on some of the things. No, maybe not all of the things that he addressed, but just a few things that actually caught my interest and that I felt has been happening in Nigeria. But obviously, because it's someone that is popular on TV, people are like, oh, we have to make him we have to make him the scapegoat. And I love the fact that before he ended, he said, I am the king of talk show in Nigeria. I am a lion. And in my own opinion, I'm going to regard him or I'm going to compare him to the Piers Morgan in the UK. We all know Piers Morgan, yeah. So Nedu Wazobia is a Piers Morgan of Nigeria. So he started with a podcast, obviously with his management by his side. There was a press conference, and like I said, I felt that was like the noble thing to do by calling a press conference to address the thing, because obviously based on all of these allegations, it's better you put it out there, let all parties hear with their ears. And I've seen some people who have an opinion saying that no, instead of him doing a podcast, maybe instead of him doing a press conference, he should have just maybe sit down on his own or on his page, go live and talk about this thing. But you know what, Nidu is a brand, and it's best that he has a spokesperson or he has his management there. So at least they'll be able to tell him what to answer and what not to answer. Like I said, he has a brand to protect. So I felt that was a good thing to do. So like I said, it started with the talk of that he was not in hospital, that he did not know where that narrative came from. And we all know who came out with that narrative. I'm gonna drop a message that person posted here. Very Dark Man came out that, oh, so since I've decided I don't want to talk about him anymore because I was told that he's in hospital, blah blah blah, and because of the people he respected. So Nedu said he was never in hospital. He has never been in hospital since this talk started. So wherever that narrative came from, that person can shove it up their borehole. So let's move on swiftly again from there. And also, Nedu went on to explain what his role is on the Honest Bunch podcast. So obviously, Honest Bunch podcast, they said that they did mention that they do controversial talks, like talks that some people have in their mind, but they are not able to come out here to openly express. That is, if you can't come out here to call people agege to their face on their show, he is the devil of the show, which means that he will be the one to talk those things that maybe someone like me have, but I don't have the guts to be able to come here and say it to you guys, or some people have an opinion or some talks going on in their mind, they're not able to say it. So his own role on the show is to come put it out here to say, okay, I'm the spokesperson for all of you. It's those things that you cannot come and talk with your mouth, I will be the person to say it for you guys. So he did mention that, like, yeah, they do controversial talks. And also I want to believe that some of these shows, before anybody goes on it, if you're a person of a high caliber or a very high status, you let them know before, and maybe there's anything controversial in your life that you don't really want to talk on that show, maybe you let them know prior. But if you've not done any of that, and you go on to such shows, trust me, anything and everything will be discussed, except maybe you decide not to comment while you're on that show. So with that being said, let's move on. And he also went on to address the fact that he was not fired. Yes, I've got my notes here because I want to be sure of what I'm saying. He said he was not fired, and
I was not fired from the Honest Bunch. I was never fired from the Honest Bunch.
this was what you had to say. He said, I stepped away because it was getting personal, that the attacks were actually getting personal. And I know, I think Nedu has once shared about what happened in his own marriage and stuff like that. And I've heard or watched a couple of Very Dark Man's videos where he was like, oh, you remember waiting your wife, do you? Blah, 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 blah. So why not leave somebody else's personal life out of what they do on TV? Because at the end of the day, the thing I do here on my TV or on my show is not what I do in my real life. So why don't you treat me as a person you know in real life as compared to the person you know on YouTube? So that's basically what he was saying there. So the attacks was getting too much, hence why he needed to leave. And he said his role was to play the devil's advocate, just like I said earlier on. Ask hard questions, questions people are thinking about but can't say. So, like I said, people are like, "Oh, why the press review? Why the press review?" Because at the end of the day, they were bringing criminal charges against him. They were bringing damning, daunting allegations against him. So I felt the press release that he did was the best way to address such. So that's on there in terms of him being non fired. So also he said, "Will there was a question? Will Nidu respond to pedophile?" So Nidu said he's not going to respond to pedophile. That if he has a problem with you, sort it out with him. If it was a personal issue, sort it out with him. Don't bring his career, his show, his business. Don't bring it onto what he does for a living. Because yes, like I said, Nedu has been in this business for 20 years.
I do not want to indulge in petty exchanges of words. That's not who I am.
He knows the nitty gritty of media. He knows how to twist things. Obviously, because it's on TV. Have you guys watched Piers Morgan? Piers Morgan. Go on Google or go on YouTube and type Piers Morgan. The kind of controversial talks he do. This one will attack the Queen of England. Do all those kind of things, and still nobody has ever sent him to jail. Nobody has ever sent him to say, "Oh, he should be resigned or he should be fired." No. So he does these things for a living, and like I said, he already claimed his role that he is the king of you know talks in Nigeria. So people like why the podcast, in my own opinion, I felt the podcast he did was the best way to go about it. Okay, obviously he had his chief officer of talking drums, who are the manager of him. So they are managing Nedu as a brand. And this lady who was beside him was called, her name is Sarah Williams. So she said she is a chief officer for talking drums. So they offer management services to various talents, like lots of various talents, whatever thing you do in terms of talent, they offer services to them. And also, she claimed that they would not be responding to petty fight that has no basis, fight that has no sense, fight that has no brain, that they will not be responding to it. And she claimed that their management has been, managing Edu for over 5 years, and this business of theirs has been existing for almost 15 years. And also, so the petition, and that petition would be, I believe, was the talk of the NGO thing where Very Dark Man came out to say that person said they do the fame, I mean, rob them or scam them of 60 million naira. I did a video of that and I'm going to put it in the card here somewhere. So it was this officer of Nedu, or this manager of Nedu, that actually addressed in that case. So she went on to say somebody contacted them about wanting to do something about, like, maybe they are called social enterprise or something. The voice or the audio of that broadcast was a bit, I couldn't hear it. So pardon me if I'm not mentioning things right here, if I don't have the right name for the thing. So pardon me, and if you get the exact name, please leave them in the comment section for me. So she went on to say that the social enterprise, maybe that's what these people are called, people who reach out to them about the scholarship for children in Africa. And like they do it almost everywhere, because obviously the Indians and other people of other country are doing such. So I think this person happens to be a Nigerian or something. And they said this lady who is name is Sarah, okay, the manager of Nedu, said no, they met the owner in 2023, and they provide educational scholarship by donations, through NGOs and stuff like that. And they were requesting that Nedu should use his platform, and so Nedu use his platform, and they connected with the management and the man who brought the idea of the scholarship thing to them. So they were to provide scholarship, and Nedu will use his platform to run the drama here in Nigeria, like promote billboards, do all of those things, to at least to put the show out there, to promote the partnership and the scholarship out there, so that people will be, there are people who want to donate, there are people who want to give things so that they can auction up at a gala or something like that. And there might even be some people who might be interested. Look, for example, um what's his name? Don Jazzy donated into Very Dark Man's NGO money. There might be people like that who maybe they might not have a massive asset or donation to make, but because it's something they would love to put something into, they will know they will donate. So she went on to say that the target was 1,000 students over 2 years, and each student budget was for £10,000 for each student. So it went on that at some point, maybe because so they went into motion. Event planner was paid 60% of the money, which was about maybe 5 million. And before then, budget was agreed and shared between all parties, and we agreed, okay, this is the budget, this is what we are going to do, and they agreed on the money that was going to be spent. So she said that the event planner asked for 60% of the budget, and she was paid it. The event planner was paid at 5 million naira or something. About 23 million was to cover promotions, press conference, and that most donations were going to go to the people that brought the show, the idea of the scholarship, which is social enterprise. So obviously, Nedu has an educational foundation as well, which I'm going to pop here. So that was the main purpose of Nedu's foundation, was to partner with those people so that they will get the wheel rolling in Nigeria, because obviously it's a new thing in Nigeria. So, and it says that yeah, Nedu has its own scholarship thing. So the event in Nigeria was meant for 9th of March. However, Mr. Dillian, I think that's the name of the person who brought the idea of the scholarship from abroad to Nedu's platform, who works with the platform on the 5th of March, said they will be pulling out of the event because there was not a lot of promotion, that they were not getting enough donation, they were not getting a lot of gravity, all of these things towards the idea of the scholarship thing. And by then they were like, what, this show is just like 4 days before, and you're saying that you're not going to do anymore. And the lady who was speaking on behalf of Nedu were like, okay, they tried to reach agreement, like, okay, let's just do this show. So they continued with the one in Lagos, and the representative of these people from their abroad who brought the idea of the scholarship, they were well represented, and they raised some money. And some of this money that they raised, I think it was maybe 19 million naira and more, with some donations. They were people donated clothes for them to auction and stuff like that. That they were able to pay balance the event planner, because there's nothing concern event planner. You have to pay the event planner their money and other things they had to settle. And so from the money they raised, we were able to do all of that. However, this person who brought the idea of the scholarship thing decided to report them to the police. So the case went to the police station, back and forth. The police investigated back and forth, and they asked that what do they want. And I think at the end of the day, when the police had investigated, the police advised or recommended that they settle, because obviously this is for a purpose. Can the purpose still be reached? So the management for Nedu were like, okay, they settled that. Okay, what do you want us to do moving forward? And the people said, oh, continue to promote us on Nedu's platform and stuff like that. And they said, oh, they were happy to do that, because at the end of the day, about 600 people already applied for this scholarship. They really want to, put this scholarship in place for all these children, that they really wanted to put this out there. And then obviously maybe because they were still not getting the traction they needed um for that partnership thing with Nedu in the diaspora and everywhere, they changed their mind, saying that they want their 60 million naira that was being paid first, and that they want it back. And the lady was like, okay, we've tried in a way, but you wanted your money back. Money that's already gone to the event that we planned, and you pulling out 4 days before. That is not possible. That, what, if you think that's what you want, there's no way they're going to refund you your 60 million naira. Take the case to court. So since then, apparently, according to Nedu's manager, they've not heard from that case until Very Dark Man brought it to social media. And it just go at the same time again, if this person felt the case was not properly sorted, there's the option of taking Nedu and his management to court. Why go to Very Dark Man? Is Very Dark Man now the court? Does he think, maybe Very Dark Man was thinking that, oh, or maybe this person decided to come to Very Dark Man when he realized that this issue of D1 going to Nedu's podcast would maybe put Nedu out there in a negative, that Very Dark will be able to get the money. Because I don't understand, why wait till when Nedu had an issue, when there's an opportunity for you to take Nedu and his management to court to try and get your money back. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying there. So that's pretty much there about that. So the lady said the police are aware, and that Nedu is not the owner of the Talking Drums, which is the agency. Nedu did not manage any of the money or saw the money. That police are aware of this NGO alleged fraud. Nedu did not pay the likes of all the people that they were meant to pay, because at the end of the day, the other money that these people were meant to put into the show, they were not forthcoming, because they were already saying that they were no longer interested in the partnership with Nedu. So where did they want to pay all the other things they've got to pay? So the likes of Nedu and all of these people, that they did not eventually pay them. And also that these are defamatory talks, and that the lawsuit is in process. So apparently this person is going to get a lawsuit. Apparently Very Dark Man is also going to get a lawsuit. And also Ledu also went on to talk about the fact that he does not have any issues with anybody. That if he has an issue with you, don't attack his show because his show has a purpose. If it's personal attack, speak with him personally, but don't use because we are friends. Now you don't want to use the fact that we are friends that to attack me. That he's just doing his job on the platform. If he's just doing his job on the platform, so you shouldn't ridicule him or fight him based on the fact that he was only doing his job on his platform. And also, he did say that he's not best of friends with Very Dark Man. That they talk when they meet, so that's pretty much what it is that they have together. So, with that being said, let's move on to the talk of this Mr. Ninja Ugo Nwokolo. So, from the press conference, they did mention that Ugo Wokolo came. He came into he slid into the Nedu's DM to say, oh, he's a fan of Nedu, blah 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 blah. That can they use his platform? Can he use his platform to put him out there? And they were like, yeah. So Ugo Wokolo, Mr. Nigeria. Let me refer to him as Mr. Nigeria. Appeared on the show as a paid guest. So he paid the Honest Bunch to appear on their show and there are charts to prove it. And also, when they contacted them, they said, "Oh, these are talks that we've got lined up, in a few weeks. Let us know which of these talks will gravitate towards what you want to come and promote about yourself." And then they decided, okay, fine, okay, this is what you want to talk about. Let's bring somebody. They're going to bring somebody else who's going to balance the conversation, okay? Which they did. Apparently, Mr. Nigeria was not happy at the fact that they brought somebody else, and they tried to say to him on the show that, come, these talks we are talking about, yeah, is a talk, but there has to be a balance in the conversation, right? So he was mad at the fact that, oh, he paid 5 million naira. Yeah, he paid 5 million naira to appear on that show, and you brought somebody else. So they concluded that, okay, if you felt that because you brought somebody else to share the podcast with you, we're going to refund you a certain amount of money, which they did. But then this guy, I think a fool at 40, complete the conversation, complete the rest of that talk, because he went on a show to say in quotes, "Poor girls turn me on." He went on to say, the poorer the girl, the more attracted I am to her. That's a man of 40 years old.
How many of you saw this video?
Poor girls turn me on. The poorer the girl, the more attracted I am to her.
If that's his age, somebody's baby, somebody's odogo, at like, why will you go on social media? And besides, for the fact that he made those talks, he also said that you had an old TikTok video that is made based on that thing he came to discuss on the show. So I don't know why he's complaining on Lucky Udu's he went on to Lucky Udu to start saying all of this. And I don't understand why all of these people are starting to come out. Even Jegede also come out to talk about the fact that the things that they said she spoke about during her time on that show, that she's not gonna pull Nedu down now, blah 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 blah. At the end of the day, those things also Saidaboj also came out as well to say that there are some things they said on that show. She said on that show, but the way they've cut it out to make it look like she was the one. I don't think that was Nedu's fault. It will be down to the editor what they agreed to keep in the video and what they decided not to take off. So I think it's the editor, and all of this blame should not be placed on Nedu. So if you say something and it's been showcased out there as not the way you've said it, you have the right to query it. So hence why I felt like this is like an image or this is an issue with the editor. Take it up with the owner of the show, not Nedu, because nobody Nedu they post, nobody Nedu they edit the videos. At least the way they've made us known. Nedu just co-host on the show is not the one who edits the video. So I don't understand. So obviously, this Mr. Ugo Wokolo went on Lucky Udu. See that Lucky Udu show that he went, you will not blow. So people have done big going to Lucky Udu, but this one where you do Ugo Wokolo, you know go blow for that show. You will not blow. Anyway, he claimed he was manipulated when he went on Lucky Udu's show. He was manipulated. He claimed that he was coerced into mentioning Very Dark Man and also all of the controversial things. It was like you are being coerced to say those things at age of 40 as a grown ass man. If you know you are not comfortable with those controversial talks, why say it? Why say it? And so, which means that at 40 years old, if somebody say put your hand for fire, you go put your hand for fire. So that's practically what this Agbaya, this man with no, is trying to tell us here. And I don't even know who crowned you Mr. Nigeria again. I'm sorry, who crowned you as Mr. Nigeria again? I definitely did not crown you as Mr. Nigeria because you're not what Mr. Nigeria. So yeah, Nedu's manager also said that there's going to be he's been reaching out to retract, and if he does not retract those things, they say there's going to be a lawsuit. So lawsuit just a flight and fly left and right, left and right. So other thing I also wanted to talk about is this talk of when Very Dark Man called that girl of Jojo of Lagos or something. In my own opinion, that girl is foolish. That girl is foolish. So somebody came out to say somebody told them something, and that person, Very Dark Man, did not investigate the talk. Instead, he brought you out. He shouted at you out that oh, allegedly Nedu has something to do with you, and you came out there to do a video, and you went on his live stream. What I expected that video of Lily to do was to file a lawsuit against Very Dark Man. And then I saw a video of her eating cheap food in Abuja. She's now called herself Queen of the Rattle Rats. Yeah, Queen of the Rattle Rat. She says she's a queen, and I will refer to her as Queen of the Rattle Rat because somebody came here and I've since learned that she's an orphan. Well, God bless her. But then somebody came here to damage your name, to put out a false narrative about you, about your success, and you are flirting with them, going everywhere with him. And you know the kind of person Very Dark Man is. Eh? You know the kind of person Very Dark Man is. And this talk of Nedu allegedly asking people for sexual favors, even though Yvonne Jegede claimed that Nedu was asking her out. It's not a big deal if somebody asks you out. It's either a yes or a no. Nobody today man don't they ask woman out. So if they do ask you out, it's a yes or a no. So don't say because people are now dragging him now, you're not coming like, oh, if somebody was in your DM, sliding to your DM, asking you on a date, it's either a yes or a no. And this talk of Saidaboj and this talk of Nile of Lagos and Very Dark Man saying that all the women that have gone to the show, you must have had something with them. And like I said in the last video, when I made the video, that those women, female who have attended that Honest Bunch show and Very Dark Man saying such a thing, they should all file a lawsuit against him. Because how can you claim that? So are you saying all of the high reputable people, female, male, who have been on that show, you are claiming that Nedu has had something to do with them? And why are we making this sexual favors thing a new thing? We all know how Nigerian Nollywood female actresses always come out here to say, oh, a producer asks them to do this. If they don't do it, they will not promote their show. It's not as if I'm not saying it's right. It's wrong. Nobody should be taking sexual favors from you before they render you any favor. But it's not just happening. So when all these Nigerian Nollywood actresses are coming out here to say, oh, this social manager asked me that if I don't sleep with them, they will not give me a role, or if I don't sleep with them, they will not promote my show. Nobody said anything about it. But then when it now involves somebody, people are now trying to say, did you ask them to sleep with you or not? Like, guys, like, why are some Nigerians doing this? Like I said, it's not a right thing to be asking people for sexual favors before you do them any favor. It's totally wrong. If you want to go into a relationship, then go into a relationship with them on a different level, not because they're asking you for a favor and you now want to, now want to carry out with them. In my own opinion, in all of this that has been said, I think Nedu handled this the right way. Yes, he handled this the right. He already said that he's not going to address petty talk, and I think all of the talks that Very Dark Man is doing are all petty talks. That's all I'm going to say. And also, obviously, with Nedu ending the press conference, it was like, his life adds value to people. Okay, he's helped people who have been RAPED. He's helped women who have been in DV. He's helped lots of people, and he adds meaning to people's lives. So, because he's been adding meaning to people's life, is too exposed to people. Hence, why they are easy to bring all of these things to him. Guys, know what? I don't want to make this video too long. I just felt those are things I really want to put my thoughts and opinion on. Like, you know what? Like I said, he's the king of talk show in Nigeria. Let him be. His show is for controversial talks. And if at all, those things that those people claim that he did with them, the women allegedly, let them bring their evidences where he was asking them for all of these things. And like I said, I'm not saying it is right thing to do. It's wrong if I thought they did none of those things. But it's addressed it. It's apologized to whom he has to apologize to. The manager said they apologized to the Saidaboj thing that it was a Facebook and issue and all of that. Like, very dark, can you just go and rest? And this person that said Nedu allegedly defrauded him of 60 million naira, he has a chance or the opportunity of taking the case to court. Let him go to court. You are not the court, you are not the judge. And the police are aware of this case. So it's just the way you come out with first info. They give you information, you just came running with it. When that person gave you that information, did you not ask him how has he gone ahead with trying to get his money back? What are the things he has done? So you said in your video, very dark man, that you've advised the person that there's going to be petition. You'll be surprised that when you go to the police will say, oh, they already have a petition in place. This is where the case is, or this was where they ended the case. And then, very dark man, I don't know what you want to gain from it. But guys, let me know your thoughts and opinion in the comment section in regards to the things that they do said, and obviously my thoughts in regards to all of these things that I've said. And with that being said, if you watch this video till now and you've not subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? So don't forget to like, Drop a comment in the comment section. Subscribe if you've not yet done so. Turn on the post notification. Share this video. Turn on your post notification. And do not hesitate to join my membership. And I hope to catch up with you in my next video. All right? Bye for now. Peace out. Peace, peace, peace out.
Okay, all of them done they notice. I'm not joking. All my guys, them know me. Since '06, I've been writing the story. I know be OG, but if you ask them know me. I know they blow.